I want to be upfront and realistic about the decision before city leadership today. We are in the midst of an economic crisis unlike any that we have seen before. That much is clear to my team as we answer desperate calls from constituents, fearful and uncertain of what the future holds for them and their families. And one concern that has been universal is the need for rental assistance. That is why I've introduced a proposal that would use a direct portion of the city's federal CARES Act dollars, which we already have in the bank account today, toward the creation of an emergency COVID-19 rental assistance program to directly help San Diegans in need. We've heard from renters, from workers, from property owners that this is the gap in our response that is most urgent. We've heard from frontline homelessness experts and service providers that are worried we will see huge spikes in homelessness because families can't cover rental payments when the eviction moratorium is lifted. And on top of that, we've heard from our federal representatives in Congress who passed the CARES Act, telling us that this rental assistance is exactly the sort of direct support this funding is intended to be used for.
We are faced with unprecedented impacts on the economy, labor markets, with substantial wage and job loss in every aspect of daily life. As elected officials, we must do everything within our power to ensure that people can pay their rent by investing in working families, even when they are no longer working because of this pandemic. When individuals and families can make ends meet, pay their rent, and keep a roof over their heads, it adds to the stability of our economy and strengthens our communities. We have to fight to invest in a viable rental assistance program that won't be bogged down in red tape to provide relief for families. Families need this relief. We must genuinely and truthfully work to maintain the dignity and respect for our working families.
There are many more families in the city who are low income, but who do not receive housing assistance from the federal government or any other source of government. And for these households, the economic impacts of COVID-19 are quite substantial. And an emergency rental assistance program from the city is essential. This program will provide for payments of up to $4,000 per household, which will help to cover past due rent, as well as upcoming rent payments. This will provide some of the stability these families and their landlords need as San Diego gradually emerges from this health crisis. The San Diego Housing Commission stands ready to administer this program to potentially help thousands of San Diego households. This program will build upon the Housing Commission's successful track record of helping families through our existing rental assistance and homelessness programs.
In a blink of an eye, we've literally lost 6,000 jobs. And it's not clear when they're coming back. So our members are facing a tsunami of not knowing if they're going to have a place to work, not knowing if they're going to be able to keep their health insurance, and not knowing where they're going to live. We were already living paycheck by paycheck. We didn't have huge amounts of savings that can cover us. We can't work from home. We're disproportionately in District 4, 8, and 9, where unemployment has skyrocketed. And we really urge the council to give us some certainty to know that at least we're going to have our homes while we're waiting for the industry to come back.
Councilmember Ward's proposal will allow tenants hard hit by loss of income due to COVID-19 to get back on their feet financially and reduce the challenge of compounding past due rent, which would be harder and harder to catch up on as the months go by. As a family-owned small business and rental housing provider here in San Diego, I'm encouraged to hear that this proposal considers both sides of the rental housing equation. Operating expenses continue to mount while our economy was essentially shut down, and this proposal will help property owners to continue to make mortgage payments, pay their plumbers, roofers, and painters, and continue to provide the necessary upkeep associated with quality rental housing here in San Diego.